Honorable Member Shri Manish Tiwari.
Thank you, Mr.
Yes.
Chairperson, sir. Mr. Chairperson, sir, this bill represents a pure question of law. ये कानून का बहुत ही खालिस सवाल है. And what is the question of law? That is found in para 5 of the Statement of Objects and Reasons of this bill. Para 5 states, this amendment does not create any new offence, but contains a legislative declaration that reference of clause 7(8)(a) always meant the corresponding renumbered provision in clause 8b, and the amendment seeks to rectify this anomaly by making changes in section 27A of the said act in order to carry out the legislative intent of the statute, which has always been to read clause 8b in section 27A and already stood therein. Now, Mr. Chairperson, sir, the question is, can a substantive sentencing provision in criminal law be given retrospective effect by a legislative declaration? That's the substantive question of law, which unfortunately this bill does not address. My learned friend, Mr. Mehtab, read out Article 20, subclause 1 of the Constitution of India. And may I, with your permission, Mr. Chairperson, sir, read out that provision in my own manner. Article 20, subclause 1, states that no person shall be convicted of any offence except for violation of a law in force at the time of the commission of the act charged as an offence, nor be subjected to a penalty greater than that which might have been inflicted under the law in force at the time of the commission of the offence. And it goes on to say that no person shall be prosecuted and punished for the same offence more than once. No person accused of any offence shall be compelled to be a witness against himself. Now, why was this safeguard inserted by the framers of the Constitution into this document way back in 1950? Because it primarily encapsulates two of the founding principles or the ground norms of law. The first ground norm is that every person is presumed innocent until substantively proven guilty. This is the first principle of the law. The second principle of the law is, and this goes back almost to 2500 BC, and has held the field in the evolution of classical legal theory now for over 2500 years, that no person can be punished except in accordance with a sentencing provision which is in force when the offence is committed. If this bill, Mr. Chairperson, sir, is accepted in the form in which the government has proposed it, this means that Article 20 of the Constitution of India will become redundant. And we are going to open the floodgates of misuse. Look at the implications of what we are saying. What we are saying is that suppose if there is an offence which is committed today, or for that matter, let me extend the argument differently. If I am carrying out a lawful activity today, 5 years down the line, you can amend the law with retrospective effect, make that lawful activity illegal, and send me to prison. Is this the kind of legislation which this House intends to pass? Because this then sets a very dangerous precedent. And it absolutely takes away the principle of stability which is intrinsic to criminal law. That if at any point in time in the future, any law can be brought and it can be given effect retrospectively, then no person in this country will ever be safe. And it has implications on the confidence which people have in our supreme legislative institutions. Even though the legislative intent of the NDPS Amendment Act 2014 was very clear, but still, with great responsibility, I would like to state that the bill which has been brought now, it cannot validate a wrong which got committed in 2014. The fact is that between 2014 and 2021, unfortunately, if someone has to be sentenced in accordance with Section 27A of the NDPS Act, the fact is that he cannot be sentenced. And this is the consistent principle which has been upheld by the courts of law.